setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Mike Lodge, and I'm glad that you've joined me. You know, I was sitting in my office today, and I decided to read the news, which was probably one of the worst things that I probably could have done, because it really showed me just how screwed up this nation has become. And by the way, this is Political Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I talk about politics and how it involves taxes and business and accounting. You'd be surprised how much politics really does involve the world of business, as well, a lot of you know. But listen, I was thinking about what happened today. We had the Special Prosecutor Mueller, who referred a case to the New York Prosecutor's Office of the Department of Justice, who then instructed the FBI to go in and invade the offices of the legal counsel to the President of the United States. So we've gotten way far off on what the original goal of the special counsel was supposed to do, and that was to look at the Russian issues. Instead, they're way off. So here we have the FBI. Let's look how good the FBI is, okay? Now, I love the FBI, but for some reason, politically, they've become a political force to deal with in the justice system. So we have the FBI, who knew, they heard, they interviewed these individuals who did mass shootings. But then they do nothing. But instead, they go raid the president's attorney's office looking for a porn star, can't even say it, a porn star's documentation within the counsel's office. Now, this is attorney-client privilege, and the Department of Justice under Mueller overstepped their bounds one more time. So we're out of control. We have a Department of Justice. If we really want to point fingers, and I think we have to do this, Mr. Sessions, who recused himself of this whole Russian deal, created a system where the whole Department of Justice has now gone out of control. They're bonkers. We have an issue. And if we don't, as Americans, if we don't speak up and say, hey, you guys, stop it. If we don't start making demands on our members of Congress and the Senate and the Department of Justice, if we don't start making demands of what we want as a nation, this is going to continue happening. And I think we have to ask ourselves, are we safe? As Americans, are we safe from our own government? I think what we saw today pretty much answers it, because even the president isn't safe. Even his legal counsel isn't safe. This whole thing has gotten out of control. And I think it's high time that we ask for the resignation of Sessions and of Mueller. We've got to get Mueller fired. It's time. It's gone on too long. It's disrupted the nation. It has gotten us into a constitutional crisis of the powers of the President of the United States. And we have got to do something, otherwise this nation is going to become more corrupt and more corrupt and more corrupt. And the only way that changes is if you and I get involved and start making our demands. We have to look at the state of California, who has gone so far to the left, where they become socialist liberals, that they have literally started to destroy a beautiful state. We have the same thing that has happened in the federal government. We have had liberal politicians literally destroy and challenge the Constitution of this great country of ours. And now we have the same thing happening in California. We have it in Jerry Brown. We have it in the Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom. We have it in the members of the Assembly and of the State Senate. We have an out-of-control, corrupt political system. And it's hurting you and it's hurting me. And that is where we have to raise our voices again. You and I have got to be loud about this. And now we have Facebook. We have Facebook, who is stopping conservative voices from being heard because they feel as if they are dangerous. We have Facebook, who is trying to control the narrative of this nation. And perhaps it's time for us to even begin to stop them. Not join them anymore, because it seems as though if we do not believe as how they believe, they're going to cut us out. They're going to shut us down. They're going to shut our voices down. Sad, isn't it? Our nation is in deep trouble. We've now got corporations trying to control the voices of Americans. We have allowed this nation to go so far left that it is now trying to destroy the constitutional rights that we have as Americans. Do we just sit here, sitting on our hands and doing nothing? No. We've got to fight back. And the way that we fight back is at the polls. The way we fight back is using our political speech to make change in a peaceful manner and to fight for the Constitution of the United States. You know what's really amazing? When I talk to kids, they can't even tell me anything about the Constitution of the United States. They can't tell me anything about it. They can't even tell me about the historical parts of how this nation was formed and how the Constitution was formed, because it is no longer taught in schools. We have an issue and we have a big problem in this nation where we have lost sight of what the Constitution is all about, and knowing that it is the foundation of all of our laws. All the laws that we have in this nation is rounded and grounded by the Constitution of this great nation. Instead of looking at the cause of issues, liberals immediately begin to attack portions of the Constitution, especially free speech and the Second Amendment. Anytime that you have a group of people who are trying to destroy a legal document that has held this country together from day one, we have a problem. We have people who want to destroy this nation. And we've got to stop it. We have got individuals in the state of California who are challenging the president, who is challenging the laws of this nation, who is challenging the Constitution of the United States. They have become anti-constitutionalists. And those kind of people are the ones that destroy a nation. We have taken for granted the liberties that this country has given us. We've taken them for granted, and we've allowed a destructive force to come into our nation and almost destroy it. But it's not quite destroyed yet, because you and I can fight back with our voice, with our writings, with our social media, with talking to members of Congress, and demanding that our Constitution be upheld. If we lose the Constitution, we have lost the nation. We cannot let this happen any longer. When we've got Facebook trying to shut down conservative voices just because they do not agree with what they say, and now they deem them dangerous, we cannot allow that to happen. When we have liberal politicians who are trying to challenge the Constitution and create their own laws to override the Constitution, we have got to stop it. So that's my Political Tuesday today, and I encourage every single one of you to get out there and get involved. Californians, take back your state. Americans, let your voice be heard and don't let Facebook stop you. Those of you who do not agree with sanctuary cities, raise your voices up so that you're heard, and that you're heard soundly at the voting booth when you vote. Those that think that the Department of Justice should fire Sessions and should fire Mueller, raise your voices up. Let your congressmen and senators know what you feel. Otherwise, if our Constitution weakens, we as Americans weaken. Get involved. Get involved every single day. Take an hour out of your day and write your political leaders. And fight back with your voices. Let your voices be heard. You have so many social media sources out there for you to use. Use them wisely. Don't be hateful, but remind people that this is a nation based upon the Constitution, and it gives us the right to survive in this nation. Fight. Don't sit there and think somebody else is going to do it. You get up. You use your voice and take our country back. We all have to work at this every single day. It's not just one person that can do it. It takes a nation to take back their own nation from a liberal, corrupt political agenda. That's my Political Tuesday. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Remember taxes are due April 17th, midnight. Make sure you get them done. If you have not gotten them done yet, call our office. If you need to file an extension, let us know, and then we'll be more than happy to work with you. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT, and I will talk with you soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of Business and Taxes on WBT.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.